Hello. Welcome to Reading the Bible with Nikki. The show is not family friendly, nor will it ever be. So if you get offended and butt sore, just piss off. I am your narrator on this here journey of the Old Testament. I am the charismatic, infallible enigma known as Nikki K the Great. Because I'm awesome. Take your pills, pack a bowl, grab your smokes, get comfy, and then let's smoke it, drink it, and read it. We're on Ezekiel 37. Oh, and I want to say, get your Keep Other People Alive juice because people are playing Call of Duty and feel it's necessary to cuss at God. So make sure you have your Keep Other People Alive juice. It's important. So we're on Ezekiel 37. We've only got 10 chapters left. Oh my God. Mhm. This says, vision of the dry bones. The hand of the Lord came upon me and led me out in the spirit of the Lord. The hand of the Lord came upon me and led me out in the spirit of the Lord and set me in the center of the broad valley. It was filled with bones. Uh-oh. He made me walk among them in every direction. So many lay on the surface of the valley. How dry they were. He asked me, Yo, can these bones come back to life? I answered, You're joking, right? Because only you can do that. So only you would know. So that's the answer. Only you would know. Then he said to me, Prophecy over these bones and say to them, Dry bones, hear the word of the Lord. And thus says the Lord God to these bones, Listen, I will make breath enter you so you may come to life. I will put sinews on you, make flesh grow over you, cover you with skin, and put breath in you so you may come to life. Then you will know who I am. 'Cause I'm awesome. You should know me on the capital G. I prophesied as I had been commanded. A sound started up as I was prophesying, rattling like thunder. The bones came together, bone to bone. So in my mind, I picture all these bones have magnets on the end of them. And they're like, you know. As I watched, sinews appeared on them, flesh grew over them, skin covered them on top, but there was no breath in them. So is flesh and skin different? Flesh grew over them, skin covered on top. So is there a difference between skin and flesh? I don't know. Then he said to me, Prophecy to breathe. Prophecy, son of bird. Say to the breath, Thus says the Lord God, From the four winds come, O breath, and breathe into these slain that they may come to life. I I prophesied as he commanded me, and the breath entered them, and they came to life and stood on their feet. A vast army. He said to me, dude, these bones are the whole house of Israel. They're saying, our bones are dried up, our hope is lost, and we are cut off. Good, and you deserve every second of it, you greedy ass, ungrateful motherfuckers. Sorry, God, sorry. Big guy, listen, these people suck. Therefore, prophecy and say to them, thus says the Lord God, look, I'm going to open your graves. I will make you come up out of your graves, my people, and bring you back to the land of Israel. You shall know that I am God when I open your graves and make you come out of them. My people, my brother. I'm just kidding. I will put my spirit in you that you may come to life, and I will settle you in your land, and you will know that I am God. I have spoken, and I will do it. Oh, God, this fucking video game. See, this is why I don't play video games. And why I would prefer nobody else played video games. The two sticks. Thus, the word of the Lord came to me. Dude, take one stick and write on it Judah and those Israelites associated with them. Take another stick and write on it Joseph, Ephraim's stick, and the whole house of Israel associated with it. Join the two sticks together so they become one stick in your hand. Then, when your people ask you, what the fuck are you doing now, dude? Like, what are you doing? Tell them, I will take the stick of Joseph, now in Ephraim's hand, and the tribes of Israel associated with him, and join it to the stick of Judah, making them one stick. They shall become one in my hand. That's what God told me to tell you. The sticks on which you write, you must hold in your hand in their sight. Say to them, as soon as I take the Israelites from among the nations to which they have gone and gather them from all around and bring them back to their land, I will make them one nation in the land upon the mountains of Israel, and there shall be one king for them all. They shall never again be two nations, never again be divided into two kingdoms. No longer shall they defile themselves with their idols, their abominations, all their transgressions. I will deliver them from all their apostasy through which they sinned. I will cleanse them so that they will be my people and I will be their God. Are you doing this again, big guy? Listen. Why? I wish you would stop loving these people for your own sake. These people are so hurtful. I'll be your people, big guy. I won't turn my back on you for a different God, because I'm pretty sure nobody likes me. David, my servant, shall be king over them. They shall have one shepherd. They shall walk in my ordinances, observe my statutes, and keep them. Okay. Shall be king over them. So is God calling Jesus David, or is he just saying there will be another David? Because if he's saying there will be another David, I can understand why the Jews are like, no, it's not Jesus, because maybe it's supposed to be David. Or they think it's supposed to be David, not Jesus. So before, they were calling Jesus Jacob, and now it's David. So what will be his real name? Right? Because it's going from Jacob to David. So, like, what? Oh my God. See, yeah, and this is probably the other reason people don't want to read the Bible, because it's confusing on who's who. They shall live on the land I gave to Jacob my servant, and the land where their ancestors lived. They shall live on it always. They, their children, their children's children, with David my servant as their prince forever. I don't get it. Uh, who's he calling David though? Is this at the same time as David? But there wasn't a Nebuchadnezzar and David, and they definitely weren't going into no slavery during David. You should hear. You should hear what David did to some of these people. My God, David was brutal, like absolutely terrible, in a nice way. And like I was saying yesterday, the Bible family friendly, my ass. And if God is comparing Jesus to David, that definitely means Jesus was not somebody to fuck with. Because if you've ever read about David, not only could he possibly be gay, but he's also like a mass murderer. It's like, yeah, family friendly, my foot. So again, like, if God's comparing Jesus to David, I don't even know what I. Anyway, then Jesus wasn't a sheep, a lamb, as everybody likes to call him. I will make a covenant of peace with them. It shall be an everlasting covenant with them. I will multiply and I will multiply them and put my sanctuary among them forever. My dwelling shall be with them. I will be their God, and they will be my people. Oh, poor God. I want to be your people, big guy, and I'm sure anybody watching this wants to be your people too. We don't want to be associated with these people. We want to be our own people. We want to be, we want to be your people. Our own way, not their way. Okay. We just need to, yeah. Then the nation shall know that I, the Lord, make Israel holy by putting my sanctuary among them forever. Yeah, because, yeah. Okay. Give me 1 second, please. Give me 1 second. Okay. So, sorry. I don't know where the fuck I am in life anymore. Okay. We're on 38. A prophecy against Gog. Gog. Oh, no, it was Og. I think Og was the king of Sodom, or he was the king of Gomorrah. Yeah, Og was the king of one of those places, and I thought this was that king, and it is not. And he said, no, it said, the word of the Lord came to me, dude, turn your face against Gog in the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophecy against him. Thus says God, see, Gog, Prince face, God's coming for you, dude. I will turn you around and put hooks in your jaws and lead you out with all your army, horses, riders, all well armed, a great company, and all of them with bucklers and shields and carrying swords. Persia, Cush, and Put with them, all with shields and helmets. Gomer, all its troops. Betagarma, from the priestesses of Zaphon, and all its troops. Many nations will accompany you. Prepare, get ready. You and the company mobilize for you. But in my service, after many days, you will be called to battle. In the last years, you will invade a land that has just survived the sword. A people gathered from many nations back to the long deserted mountains of Israel, brought forth from the nations to dwell securely. You shall come up like a sudden storm, covering the land like a cloud, you and all your troops, and the many nations with you. Thus says God, on that day, thoughts shall cross your mind, and you shall devise an evil plan. You will say, I will invade a land of open villages and attack a peaceful people who live in security. All of them living without cities, walls, bars, or gates. In order to plunder and pillage, turning your hand against resettled ruins, against a people from the nations, a people whose concern is cattle, goods, and dwellings at the center of the earth. Sheba and Dedan, the merchants of. Oh, wait a minute. I'm so confused. Sheba and Dedan, the merchants of Tarshish, and all its young lions shall ask you, have you come here to plunder? Have you summoned your army for pillage, to carry off silver and gold, to take away cattle and goods, to seize much plunder? A second prophecy against Gog. Therefore, prophecy, dude, tell them. Tell this to God. Gog. Tell this to Gog. Thus says God, on that day when my people Israel dwells securely, will you not take action? Leaving your base in the recesses of Zaphon, you and many nations with you, all mounted on horses, a great company, a mighty army, you shall rise up over my people. Like a cloud covering the land in those last days, I will let you invade my land, so that the nations acknowledge me. When in their sight, I show my holiness through you, Gog. Wait a minute. So, God will show his holiness through this guy attacking a peaceful people. Really? Big guy. Big guy. Thus says the Lord God, about you I spoke in earlier times through the prophets who prophesied at that time that I would let you invade them. But on that day, the day Gog invades Israel, my fury will flare up in my anger and in my jealousy with fiery wrath. I swear on that day there will be a great earthquake in the land of Israel. Before me will tremble the fish of the sea, the birds of the air, the beasts of the field, everything that crawls on the ground, everyone on earth. Mountains will be overturned, terraces will collapse, every wall will fall. Against him I will summon every terror. Every man's sword will be raised against his brother. I will execute judgment on him. Disease and bloodshed, flooding rain and hailstones, fire and brimstone. I will rain down on him, on his troops, and the many nations with him. What? The preachers that are like fire and brimstone, fire and brimstone. This has nothing to do with that, though. Like if you sin, it'll be fire and brimstone. No, no. This is God taking revenge on people he told could attack his city. So I don't fucking know what those preachers are talking about. Yeah, wait a minute. So, says on the, okay. I spoke in earlier times through my servants about Gog, and when Gog invades Israel, in my jealousy, there will be a great earthquake, and everything will tremble and collapse, and I will summon my terror. Every man's sword will be raised against his brother. I will execute judgment on him. So is that Gog, disease, bloodshed, flooding rain, hailstones, fire and brimstone. I will rain down on him, on his troops, and the many nations with him. Yeah, this has nothing to do with progressives. This is God taking revenge on people doing what he asked them to do. And so I will show my greatness and holiness and make myself known in the sight of many nations. Then they will know that I am the Lord. Yeah, but why though? Yeah, but why though? Mm, Part of me feels like you do this on purpose. Well, I know you do it on purpose, but I'm not exactly sure why. You tell these people to attack your place, but then you're like, yeah, no, I see I was lying about that. I'm gonna kill you. It's like, why? Okay, give me 1 second, I'll be right back. Okay. We are on chapter 40, and this is called the Man with a Measure. In the 25th year of our exile, at the beginning of the year, on the 10th day of the month, okay, at the beginning of the year. So January 10th, 25, I think. 14 years after the city had been captured. On that very day, the hand of the Lord came upon me and brought me back here and brought me back there. So, did it take you back to the city or back to exile? Wait a minute. In the 25th year of our exile, in January, on the 10th day, 14 years after the city had been captured, on that very day, the hand of the Lord came upon me and took me back there. In a divine vision, he brought him back to Israel, where he set me down on a very high mountain. In front of me, there was something like a city built on it. He brought me there, and there, standing in the gateway, was a man whose appearance was like bronze. He held in his hand a linen cord and a measuring rod. Dun, dun, dun. Then he said to me, "Dude, look and listen carefully. Pay strict attention to everything I show you. For you have been brought here, so I might show it to you. Then you must tell the house of Israel everything you see." It's Tool. Do you think that song Rosetta Stone was written about Ezekiel? Could you imagine if that dude forgot his pen? Oh my God. There, an outer wall will completely surround the people. The measuring rod in the man's hand was 6 cubits long. Each cubit being a cubit, plus a handbreadth. He measured the width of the structure and the height. So the width was 1 rod and its height was 1 rod. The east gate. Going to the gate facing east, he climbed its steps and measured the threshold of the outer gateway as 1 rod wide. Each cell was 1 rod long and 1 rod wide, and there were 5 cubits between the cells. The threshold of the inner gateway adjoining the vestibule of the gate facing the temple was 1 rod wide. He also measured the vestibule of the inner gate, 8 cubits, and its posts 2 cubits. The vestibule faced the inside. On each side of the east gatehouse were 3 cells, all the same size. Their posts were all the same size. He measured the width of the gate's entry, 10 cubits, and the length of the gate itself, 13 cubits. Why don't we do this? Hold on. We'll just see how big 6 cubits is. How about we do that? No definitions found. Uh, 18 inches or 18 inches or 34 centimeters. That's not very big. All right. Measured 6 cubits by 6 cubits from one opening to the next. Next, he measured the gatehouse from the back wall of one cell to the back wall of the cell on the opposite side through the openings facing each other, a width of 25 cubits. Hold on. The borders in front of the cells on both sides. Okay, so this way. Okay. Next, he measured the gatehouse from the back wall of one cell to the back wall of the cell on the opposite side, through the openings facing each other, for a width of 25 cubits. Damn. So, okay, so the cells were lined up facing each other and they were 25 cubits apart. All right. All around the courtyard of the gatehouse were posts 6 cubits high. From the front of the gatehouse at its outer entry to the gateway of the porch facing inward, the length was 50 cubits. There were recessed windows on the cells on all sides, and in the posts on the inner side of the gate. Posts and windows were all around the outside, with palm trees decorating the posts. The outer court. Then he brought me to the outer court, where there were chambers and pavement laid all around the courtyard, 30 chambers facing the pavement. The pavement lay alongside the gatehouse, the same length as the gates. This was the lower pavement. He measured the length of the pavement from the front of the tower gate to the outside of the inner gate, 100 cubits. Then he moved them from the east to the north side. The north gate. He measured the length and width from the north gate near the outer courtyard. Man. Ugh. See, I didn't do this in the beginning. I didn't want to read all this. It's like, if you want to read it. Okay, so this is like the schematics of the gates and the side rooms. So this little city on the hill. Okay. So, chapter 40 of Ezekiel is schematics. So, 41 is also schematics. Yeah, okay, this is schematics too. Okay. 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 So what chapter is this? Okay, 42 until verse 12 is schematics. So, at the base of the chamber on the south side, there was the end of a walkway in front of the protective wall, which one could enter from the east. And he said to me, the north and south chambers facing the restricted area are the chambers of the holy place, where the priests who approach the Lord shall eat the most holy meals. Here they shall place the most holy offerings, the grain offerings, purification offerings, and the reparation offerings for the holy place. For the place is holy. When the priests have entered, they must not go out again from the holy place into the outer court without leaving the garments in which they ministered, because they are holy. They shall put on other garments before approaching the area for the people. Okay, and after that, it's all measuring the outside. So, 40 and 41 are measuring the inside. 42 is measuring the outside. What's 43? Okay. The glory of the Lord returns. Then he led me to the gate facing east, and there was the glory of God coming from the east. So I do gotta find out which way east is. God bless America. His voice was like the roar of many waters, and the earth shone with his glory. The vision I saw was like the vision I had seen when he came to destroy the city, and like the vision I had seen by the river Kibar. I did the face thing. The glory of the Lord entered the temple by way of the gate facing east. Then the Spirit lifted me up and brought me to the inner court, and there the glory of the Lord filled the temple. Because he was like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna do shit. I heard someone speaking to me from the temple, but the man was standing beside me. And the voice said to me, dude, dude, do you see the place for my throne and the place for the soles of my feet? Because I got diamonds on the soles of my feet. Sorry, Paul Simon. Here, I will dwell among the Israelites forever. The house of Israel, neither they nor their kings will ever again defile my holy name with their prostitution and the corpses of their king at their death. Yeah, I live in the future. They definitely defile your name all the time with all of those things. As a matter of fact, when they place the threshold against my threshold and their doorpost next to mine, with only a wall between me and them, they defiled my holy name by the abominations they committed, and I devoured them in my wrath. From now on, let them put their prostitution and the corpses of their kings far from me, and I will dwell in their midst forever. That's why you don't come around no more, ain't it, God? Because these people are assholes. And they break your rules every chance they get. God's not dead, he's just pissed off. Gotta be nice to him. Give him candy or something. Well, we're all gonna die. The law of the temple. As for you, dude, describe the temple to the HOI So they are ashamed for their sins. Let them measure its layout. If they are ashamed for all they have done, tell them about the layout and the design of the temple, its exits, entrances, with all its regulations and instructions. Write it down for them to see. Oh my God. Yo. Ha ha. Yo. Yo, that's two lyrics. Yo, that's two lyrics. Oh, it sure is from Rosetta Stone. They may carefully observe all its laws and statutes. This is the law for the temple. The entire area on top of the mountain, all around, will be a most holy place. This is the law for the temple. Okay, so what is this? Chapter 42, starting at verse 13, is more schematics. No, 43. 43, verse 13 is more schematics. Okay, so verse 44, the closed gate. Wait, hold on. Holy shit. Okay, never mind. I lied. Yeah, we're going to be all done with that. Holy crap. I didn't realize it was so long. My bad. Anyway, thank you for watching. I love you and have the. Wait, where am I? Thank you for watching. I love you and have the sweetest dreams ever. Oh, like and subscribe and take your medicine.